The quality of your thoughts determines how happy your life is. Think of your mind like a radio tuning into different stations. Every day, your brain generates thousands of thoughts, many of which are silent invaders that affect how you feel and act without you even realizing it. Sadly, a lot of these thoughts tend to be negative. You might find yourself stuck in spirals of doubt, insecurity, and fear, all within your own mind, but you're not alone in this. We all face these silent invaders in our minds. This negativity bias, where we focus more on the negative than the positive, helped our ancestors survive in the past. But in today's world, it holds us back, making us feel stuck. But here's the good news. We have the power to change this. We can train our minds to recognize, challenge, and replace negative thoughts with more positive ones. In this video, we'll discuss 14 tactics to reduce or even eliminate negative thoughts. These are practical exercises you can use every day to bring more positivity into your life. Before we dive in, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot and costs you nothing. All right, let's get started. Number 1, you are not your thoughts. Often we get so wrapped up in our thoughts that we start believing they define who we are. But it's important to realize that our thoughts are just creations of our minds. They don't represent our true selves. Stoicism, a philosophy that values wisdom and self-control, teaches us not to be controlled by irrational thoughts. To eliminate negative thoughts, start by recognizing the difference between your thoughts and reality. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Challenge the validity of negative thoughts by asking yourself if there's real evidence to support them. Emotional detachment from your thoughts can also help. Instead of getting caught up in them, observe them as if they're passing clouds in the sky of your mind. This allows you to evaluate your thoughts more objectively. Remember, you have the power to choose how you respond to your thoughts. Instead of being controlled by negativity, take charge of your reactions. Replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations, focus on what you can change, and practice gratitude for the good things in your life. Number 2, limiting exposure to negativity. Nowadays, the media bombards us with negative news and drama, which can really mess with our emotions and thoughts. Constantly being exposed to this negativity can lead to feelings of anxiety and pessimism. To combat this, it's important to be mindful of what we consume. Choose to watch or read things that are positive, inspiring, or just lighthearted. This doesn't mean ignoring important world events, but finding a balance that keeps you informed without overwhelming you with negativity. Cutting down on social media can also help. These platforms often highlight conflicts and negative news, which can add to the negativity we feel. Instead, spend your time on activities that bring you joy, like hobbies, reading, music, or art. Creating a positive environment is key to maintaining a healthy mindset. Whether it's the content you consume, the books you read, or the conversations you have, make sure they uplift you. By consciously limiting your exposure to negativity and focusing on things that bring happiness and inspiration, you can build a strong mental shield against negative thoughts. Number 3, imagination versus reality. This technique is all about understanding the difference between the stories we tell ourselves in our minds and what's actually true. Sometimes our thoughts are based on fears and assumptions that don't match reality. When you find yourself caught up in negative thoughts, it's important to be aware and question whether these thoughts are really true. Remind yourself that they're just ideas, not facts. Detaching from these harmful thoughts is key. Remember, thoughts are temporary and don't define who you are. Practicing mindfulness meditation can be a big help. It allows you to observe your thoughts without judgment and let them pass without holding on to them. Focusing on real facts can also undermine negative thoughts. When you question the reality of your fears, you might realize there's no solid evidence to back them up. Instead of dwelling on worst-case scenarios, try visualizing positive outcomes. This not only eases anxiety, but also sets the stage for a more optimistic mindset. Engaging in activities that keep you present, like exercise or spending time with loved ones, can also help. It keeps you from getting lost in worries about the future or regrets about the past. By using these strategies, you can change how you think and react to your thoughts. You'll move away from negativity and toward a more balanced and positive state of mind. Number 4, setting achievable goals. This method helps you avoid feeling frustrated by setting goals that are too difficult. It also boosts your confidence when you achieve them. Setting realistic and reachable goals gives you a clear path to success, preventing you from feeling disheartened by aiming for goals that are too big or vague. When setting goals, make sure they are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This gives you a clear plan of what you want to achieve and makes it easier to track your progress and celebrate small wins along the way. Each goal you reach boosts your self-esteem and proves your abilities. Start with small goals that are easy to achieve and work your way up to more challenging ones. This creates a sense of ongoing progress and success, which helps counteract negative thoughts and self-doubt. Be flexible and kind to yourself along the way. Life can throw unexpected curveballs, so adjust your goals as needed, without being hard on yourself. Remember, the journey toward achieving a goal is just as important as reaching the end result. Every step you take toward your goal is a victory in itself. Number 5, the worry jar method. This is a helpful way to deal with negative thoughts by putting them down on paper and analyzing them in a concrete way. Instead of letting worries swirl around in your head, you write them down and physically place them somewhere, like in a jar or a digital file. First, write down each worry you have. This act of writing helps you understand your thoughts better and makes them seem less overwhelming. By putting them outside your mind, you create some distance from them. After writing them down, take some time to think about each worry. Ask yourself if they're realistic or if they're just exaggerated fears. Then, set aside a regular time to review your worry jar. You can do this daily or weekly. During your review, think about which worries still matter and which ones you can let go of. For the ones that are still relevant, brainstorm practical steps you can take to address them. This method not only reduces the power of negative thoughts, but also encourages problem-solving and decision-making. By practicing it regularly, you can get better at handling negativity and maintain a more positive outlook on life's challenges. Number 6, letting go of perfectionism. This is an important step in getting rid of negative thoughts because perfectionism often leads to too much pressure and self-criticism. Wanting everything to be perfect can make you feel like you're constantly failing, which fuels negative thinking. To deal with perfectionism, start by understanding that perfection is impossible and making mistakes is normal. Know that being perfect doesn't mean you're successful or excellent. It can actually stop you from being happy and getting things done. Challenge the idea of perfectionism by asking yourself why you feel you need to be perfect. Think about how it affects your stress levels and your health. Look for times when you're being too hard on yourself, and try to find a more reasonable way to approach things. Set realistic goals for yourself and focus on making progress rather than aiming for perfection. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and see mistakes as chances to learn. Be kind to yourself when things don't go perfectly. Remember that everyone makes mistakes. Reducing perfectionism doesn't mean giving up on doing your best. It's about being kinder to yourself and accepting that you're not perfect. By doing this, you'll ease the pressure you put on yourself and create a more positive mindset for personal growth and happiness. Number 7, shift your focus technique. This method is about making a conscious choice to let go of negative thoughts and focus on something positive and real. It's based on the idea that you have control over where you put your attention, which can affect how you feel. When a negative thought pops up, acknowledge it but don't dwell on it. Instead, shift your focus to something in the real world that requires your attention and energy. It could be doing a hobby, finishing a work task, spending time with friends, or exercising. By shifting your focus, you break the cycle of negative thinking and engage in something productive. This can give you a sense of achievement and positivity. Doing activities you enjoy acts as a barrier against negative thoughts, giving your mind a break and resetting your perspective. In addition to providing immediate relief, this technique helps you change how you respond to negative thoughts in the long run. With practice, you'll become better at disconnecting from negative thought patterns and focusing on positive actions in your life. Number 8. Asking tough questions. This method is a strong way to fight negative thoughts by digging deep into whether they're true or not. Instead of just accepting negative thoughts as facts, you question them to see if they really hold up. When a negative thought pops up, don't let it take over. Instead, ask yourself some tough questions like, is this thought really true? Do I have solid proof for it? Is it based on facts or just assumptions? What's the worst that could happen? And how could I handle it? These questions help you figure out if your thoughts are realistic or if they're distorted, like when you think everything's a disaster. Taking this critical approach makes you see your thoughts in a new way, making them less powerful and less likely to upset you. By questioning your negative thoughts, you stop them from getting stronger and taking control of your feelings and actions. It also builds up your mental strength, making you more able to handle tough situations without getting overwhelmed by negative thinking. The more you practice this technique, the better you'll get at facing challenges with a clear and rational mind. This reduces the impact of negative thoughts on your life, helping you stay more positive and resilient. Number 9. Looking at things differently. This technique is about changing how you see a situation by finding the good in it, even if it seems bad. Instead of focusing on the negatives, look for the positives or lessons you can learn from it. For example, if you fail at something, see it as a chance to learn and grow instead of feeling like you've lost. Or if you're in a stressful situation, think of it as a test of your strength or an opportunity to practice patience. By practicing this, you take control of your feelings and focus on what you can improve. It doesn't mean ignoring the bad stuff, but choosing to see things in a way that won't drag you down emotionally. Changing your perspective like this can reduce stress and anxiety because you start seeing challenges as chances to get better. Plus, when you're more positive, you'll feel more motivated and hopeful, which can lead to better results and happier relationships. Number 10. Interrupting negative thoughts. This technique is a powerful way to stop negative thoughts in their tracks as soon as they start. By using verbal commands or physical actions, you can take control of your mind and prevent those harmful thoughts from taking over. When you notice negative thoughts creeping in, immediately tell yourself to stop. You can use simple phrases like stop or enough to signal to your brain that you don't want to entertain those thoughts anymore. Some people might find it helpful to use a physical gesture, like snapping their fingers or touching a special object, to reinforce the interruption of negative thinking. It's crucial to be decisive when using this technique. Your command should be clear, strong, and immediate to be effective. Once you've stopped the negative thought, shift your focus to something positive or neutral. This could be an activity you enjoy, a happy memory, or a task that requires your full attention. The stop technique is especially handy during stressful or anxious moments when negative thoughts tend to be more prevalent. Regular practice of this technique can reduce the frequency and intensity of negative thoughts, giving you clearer thinking and better emotional well-being. Remember, while the stop technique can help in the moment, it's essential to combine it with other long-term strategies like cognitive reframing or meditation for comprehensive thought management. With consistent practice, this technique can become a valuable tool in your mental toolkit for maintaining a positive and focused mindset. Number 11. Surround yourself with positive people. Spending time with upbeat and optimistic folks can really boost your mental and emotional well-being. These interactions don't just lift your spirits, they can also give you a fresh outlook that challenges negative thinking. The people we hang out with can deeply affect how we feel. That's why it's important to choose friends who add to your happiness. Positive individuals often share hopeful views, inspiring stories, and words of encouragement. Being around them can steer your mind away from worries and fears that aren't grounded in reality. Good social connections also offer support when times get tough. They help ease stress and anxiety. Hanging out with friends or family who bring laughter and good memories can be incredibly healing. It's like medicine for the soul. On the flip side, steer clear of toxic and negative people. Interacting with folks who constantly criticize or see the world in a gloomy light can reinforce your own negative thoughts. It's okay to distance yourself from them for the sake of your mental health. In short, making an effort to surround yourself with positive people is a powerful way to combat negativity. These connections not only bring joy and comfort, but also shape your outlook on life and how you feel about yourself. So, invest in relationships that lift you up and help you grow, while also shielding yourself from harmful negativity. Number 12, spread kindness around. Practicing kindness isn't just good for others, it's good for you too. When you do something nice for someone else, it makes both them and you feel happy and fulfilled. Acts of kindness actually trigger a bunch of feel-good chemicals in your brain, like serotonin and dopamine. So, by focusing on being kind to others, you shift your attention away from negative thoughts and worries and towards positive actions that make a difference. Being kind doesn't have to be a big deal. Even small gestures like giving a compliment, lending a hand, or simply smiling can make someone's day. And the cool thing is, kindness often comes back to you. When you're kind to others, they're more likely to be kind in return, creating a chain of positivity and gratitude. You don't need to spend a lot of money or do anything grand. Even little things like leaving a nice note for someone or supporting a cause you care about can bring joy and satisfaction. Plus, practicing kindness helps you understand and relate to others better, which can ward off feelings of loneliness or jealousy. It's a reminder that we're all connected, and that our actions, no matter how small, can make a positive impact on the world around us. So, spread a little kindness whenever you can. It's good for everyone involved. Number 13, embrace progress. Instead of getting hung up on reaching the end goal, focus on the journey itself. This means valuing each step you take and every decision you make along the way. When you shift your focus to progress, you take the pressure off yourself and start to appreciate the small victories. Celebrating even the tiniest wins boosts your confidence, shows you're moving forward, and keeps you in a positive frame of mind. To put this into action, set clear goals and break them down into smaller tasks. Each time you accomplish one of these tasks, take a moment to pat yourself on the back. You can reward yourself, share your achievements with friends, or simply feel proud of what you've done. Keeping a progress journal or list of your accomplishments helps you see how much you've achieved over time. It's a great way to remind yourself of your progress, especially when you're feeling down or doubtful. And remember, mistakes and failures are just part of the journey. Instead of letting them drag you down, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. This positive mindset helps you stay optimistic and keeps negative thoughts at bay. By focusing on progress and celebrating each step forward, you develop a mindset of continuous improvement. This not only helps you banish negative thoughts, but also builds your confidence and leads to a happier, more positive outlook on life. Number 14, embracing negative thoughts. Understanding and accepting that negative thoughts are a normal part of being human is key to reducing their impact and avoiding getting stuck in them. First, realize that everyone has negative thoughts sometimes, and it doesn't mean you're failing or weak. By recognizing these thoughts without judgment, you can observe them as passing events in your mind, rather than absolute truths about yourself. Instead of trying to push these thoughts away, accept them as they are. This doesn't mean you have to like them or agree with them, but acknowledging them without resistance can reduce their power over you. Mindfulness, a practice of being present and aware of your thoughts without judgment, can help with this. By simply noticing your thoughts as they come and go, you can develop a healthier relationship with them. Acceptance also means seeing negative thoughts as opportunities for growth. They can point out areas of your life that need attention or change. rather than being roadblocks to overcome. But accepting negative thoughts doesn't mean giving up on improving your life. Instead, it allows you to address them constructively, focusing on solutions and personal growth rather than dwelling in negativity. By practicing recognition and acceptance of negative thoughts, you can lessen their hold on you, making it easier to move forward with a more positive outlook on life. This conscious acceptance helps lift the weight of these thoughts, paving the way for a brighter future. Thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, please leave a comment below. Your feedback is appreciated.